Great piece by Fredrick Engles, The Origin of the Family, Private Property, and the State. I picked this copy up, I think, for less than $10 delivered online, and you can read it for free on Marxist.org. It's got all this great history in there, obviously, about the origin of the family, the origin of private property, and the origin of the state. Duh. I really enjoy how the piece goes into the concept of the withering of the state. As a former anarchist myself, this section of the book really had an impact on me many years ago. I love how it talks about the class nature of the police throughout history as well. And also, I like how it talks about the hypocrisy of the ruling class and how we are not just fighting for economic liberation, but we are also fighting for social rights as well. It's based on a lot of Marx's work and also this guy, Morgan Henry, who was a historian of primitive society. Here's the section where Engles talks about the withering of the state. Engles says, "Along with classes, the state will inevitably fall. Society, which will reorganize production on the basis of a free and equal association of the producers, will put the whole machinery of the state where it will then belong, into the museum of antiquity, by the side of the spinning wheel and the bronze axe." Engles had this to say about the police. "The public force exists in every state. It consists not merely of armed men, but also of material appendages, prisons, and coercive institutions of all kinds, of which genteel society knew nothing. It may be very insignificant, practically negligible, in societies with still undeveloped class antagonisms and living in remote areas, as at times in places in the United States of America." Wow, would that change drastically, right, y'all? Anyways, but it becomes stronger in proportion as the class antagonisms within the state become sharper and as adjoining states grow larger and more populous. It is enough to look at Europe today, where class struggle and rivalry and conquest have brought the public power to a pitch that it threatens to devour the whole of society and even the state itself. And now this quote by Morgan here, I find incredibly important. And obviously Engles did too, because he ends this book with this citation. It shuts down class reductionist arguments, as it quite clearly shows how we are fighting for social justice and social rights as well. Anyways, let's get to it. "The human mind stands bewildered in the presence of its own creation. The time will come, nevertheless, when human intelligence will rise to the mastery over property and define the relations of the state to the property it protects, as well as the obligations and the limits of the rights of its owners. The interests of society are paramount to individual interests, and the two must be brought into just and harmonious relations. A mere property career is not the final destiny of mankind. If progress is to be the law of the future as it has been of the past, the time which has passed away since civilization began is but a fragment of the past duration of man's existence, and but a fragment of the ages yet to come. The dissolution of society bids fair to become the termination of a career of which property is the end and aim, because such a career contains the elements of self-destruction. Democracy in government, brotherhood in society, equality in rights and privileges, and universal education. foreshadow the next higher plane of society to which experience, intelligence, and knowledge are steadily tending. It will be a revival in a higher form of the liberty, equality, and fraternity of the ancient gents. This was written in 1884 and is just as relevant in 2023. Again, you can read this for free on Marxist.org. It's Fredrick Engles, The Origin of Private Property, the State, and Family. Not in that order, though. Oops.